Welcome to the Windows and Computer channel. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about, because a lot of people ask me, how many, what are the new features, and what are the new, things that we're going to see and future editions of Windows. And I get that asked that quite regularly here. From people that don't want to be insiders, but they want to know what's happening. So what you see here is, of course, the latest build of 20H1, which is next year. But at the same time, I'm running also 19H2 on another machine, which is about a month, a little more than a month from now. And if we look and think of future and in these versions, what we see is there's a tremendous slowdown in new features. There's a big change in the way that Microsoft is going to actually deliver these future updates. Since the Windows team has been moved, I think what's happening is that a lot of people at Microsoft realize that new features is not necessarily what a lot of people want. It's more like stability, being able to, you know, upgrade to a new version of Windows without the fear of breaking something. And that's kind of where we are at. There's really very little in new features that we can talk about from, the May 2019 update up to now in the latest builds of Windows. But let's go back also. Look at what's new between the, version 1803, which was the April 2018 update, and what we have today. And honestly, there isn't that much, and it's tons. Like there isn't that much, and there's a lot at the same time. It's tons of little things that most people never notice. But even between, what happened between the April 2018 update and the May 2019 update, that is actually more of new features and things that are happening than we see right now. We're seeing a slowdown in new features and a slowdown in the way that Microsoft is actually pushing different versions of Windows. And that is a good thing, I think, because I think 2018 was a bad year, and it's telling Microsoft, you know what, you gotta sit down and realize that most people don't want to have the new stuff. Most people just want to have a working computer. And for that, it means Windows needs to be super stable. And I think we are going there. As for the next version of Windows, it's going to be a cumulative update. This in about a month and a half. A lot of people still asking that. Yep, it's going to be a cumulative update. A small kind of service pack like thing. A little bit like in the past with Windows 7 and Windows XP. So don't expect really a lot of new stuff or any new stuff coming up in a month and a half. What we know is that October is probably the time it's going to be pushed to everybody. Well, as a, of course, optional download for a lot of people. But still, it's interesting to look at that. Now, it doesn't mean that the future will be like that because Microsoft has been sending kind of opposite signals. We thought that maybe we would have a big, feature update once a year and then a smaller cumulative update type. But that's what's happening this year in 2019. But we don't really know if that's going to be the case in 2020 or 2021. We get mixed bag signals from Microsoft on that. So the next version will not have a lot of stuff. It will mostly be little changes here and there. There will be, of course, sometime in October, probably for everybody, if all goes well. The next big feature update, and honestly, it ain't that big, is 20H1, what we're testing now, and this is what you see. 18956 is the last version right now, the latest version of this. And I can't say we have a lot of stuff to talk about. So that's going to be interesting. Will the you know versions that we'll get this fall have a little more features, more things happening in them? That's interesting, but we don't know. Actually, honestly, we don't really know. That's going to be an interesting thing to look at. And, what's going to happen after 19H2 also. We are in a changing Microsoft environment right now. And I think that's going to be interesting for 2020, especially as Windows 7 is going to be end of support. We're going to have some interesting things to look at in 2020. I'm pretty sure on Windows side and PC wise. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching our videos on this channel.